This is a tutorial on how I personally like to wrap my glove tip charges. This is by no means the only way to do it, but this is the way I learned and found that works best for me. So you'll notice in front of us, we have a weighing boat and a scale with about 1.25 grams of Pyrodex. It says 1.27. This thing's got a bit of a variance, but it's good enough. It's not an exact science. So this here is Pyrodex RS. It is the alternative to black powder if you can't seem to get black powder. This is about 4F BP equivalent. And the biggest caveat with Pyrodex is that you need great confinement. Otherwise, it just won't really burn that well, especially compared to black powder. So with us, we also have a igniter that's already been stretched out because they do like to fold these together like this, kind of in the packaging. Go ahead and stretch it out. We have our, this is electrical tape. This is this cheap vinyl tape. It's not even like the good stuff. I buy it by the 10 pack at Home Depot. And then you have your glove tip. Now this is a vinyl glove. From a vinyl glove, it's simply just what I had on hand. It doesn't really matter. All it does is it just keeps your stuff kind of clean and neat and not going to touch the sticky stuff on this and cause problems later down the road. So let's go ahead and begin. The first thing I like to do when I assemble my glove tip charges is take the leads and twist them together. Make sure you get some good twists in them. Now, obviously, whenever it comes down to the wire, you don't have to sit there and untwist it. You can just give them a clip. You can just cut them right there. This is to prevent errant electrical charges from going up the wire into the head. You do not want that to happen. That these things will go off without much energy. So, and personally, I don't want it to go off in my range box. That'd be awkward. So let's go ahead and begin. I have it already pre-weighed out in a nice little weighing boat. This thing's been beat to hell. So we'll take your glove tip and we'll go ahead and just get this scale out of the way. Close it up. This is just a neat little scale I got off of Amazon. It works good enough. Calibrated it myself because don't trust Amazon. So I'm just going to take this this glove tip and we're going to go ahead and just fill it with Pyrodex. So I like to fold this little weighing boat just kind of down the middle, and if it doesn't want to do it, and just kind of just pour it in. You know, don't really gotta care all that much. So weigh it in, you know, try to get it down at the bottom. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your igniter. You are going to just simply insert it in. It doesn't have to make 1000% contact. You just make sure it's down at the bottom. And then I like to give it just a twist, just to kind of hold it there. Now you're going to take your electrical tape. And this is just, you know, cheap electrical tape. It's not even the good stuff. And I like to start here at the bottom. Just start it. And then, oh, sometimes it slips. That's okay. And you just simply start it. So, right here. And then what I like to do is make sure you keep good tension on it, but it's not important exactly right now. So I'm going to flip it so you can see it. So you can see the head here with all the black powder kind of just in there. So I'm going to kind of force it down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap towards it. One wrap over the other. And then what this allows it to do is as you wrap it, kind of spiral towards the head of the glove tip, it starts compressing it, and it just forces the black powder into one area, or Pyrodex in this case, but potato for this example. But so now you would think, oh, you've just made a glove tip charge, you're done. This is not enough compaction. What you want is you want this to have very little squeeze, and the nice part about any of these charges is you almost can't use enough. Like, you can't use too much tape because all it needs to do is hold those hot gases in for just long enough to burn a majority of the powder, to generate more hot gas. And then finally, once it reaches a critical point, it finds a path out, and then it ejects your parachute. So, what I personally like to do is just wrap it a couple of times, and then what you'll notice here is that I'm going to go above the head a couple of wraps. I'm just going to go one over the other, so it forms kind of this floppy tail here, and then I'm going to fold that over. This just helps it contain even more. Then I'm going to wrap it more and more. Again, never enough, never too much. So we're going to go and wrap it, and then we're going to bring it back down here. And now you might be screaming, this is a waste of good electrical tape. It's not. This pack of 10 cost me like $5. So use as much as you want. Now, this is a personal preference of mine, but this is something I've just noticed over my time using glove tip charges, is that sometimes for some godforsaken reason, if you keep it just like this, for some reason, sometimes the path of escape will go out this way, and so what will end up happening is your igniter will just blow itself out this way, and then it just won't eject. And it's happened to me a couple of times. So to prevent that, what I like to do is I like to fold this wire over itself, right there in the middle, and fold it down. Again, there's no real directionality to this. It just simply finds a path, and then it pressurizes your bay. So now I like to wrap it over a couple of times, and then just simply to secure it. And so now once you wrap it, I like to give it a tail. So, and this just kind of is like strain and relieve, kind of makes it a little bit neater. There's many different little excuses you can have. So this here, this little tail down here, and then you simply just finish it off by going here, pulling it apart, finding a little place to end it, and then there you go. So right here is where the charge actually is, and you'll notice, I'm going to go ahead and tap it. You can hear that. That's a pretty good amount of confinement. This is a pretty good charge, and you can see over here where I keep pre-made ones, they all look identical to this. So I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and have a good one.